The Vikings roll to their first district victory. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Lago Vista Football Show. Right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media, brought to you by the Lago Vista Booster Clubs. And this will be a short show. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. Not only because it's been a rough week for me and I've been under the weather, but also you beat an Austin Achieve team 66-0. There's not a lot to talk about there. And then you're playing Maine or New Tech, who is a better team and has been a team that has been knocking on the playoff doors, but there's still this still will be almost a name your own score if you're Lago Vista. And so there's just not a lot to talk about. So that's why this week's going to be a short week, but don't worry. You've got the next couple weeks after this. There's going to be some pretty darn important football being played, as you're going to have Wimberley, you're going to have Gerald. And you're going to find out where the Vikings are going to be in that playoff positioning. Are they going to be second or third or even possibly fourth? So there'll be a lot to talk about over the last 2 weeks of the season and, of course, the playoffs. So this is a short show. Great win. You did what you had to do. This win was so bad that when I was looking for information, I could not find any stats on what Lago Vista did. And so I called Coach Phillips, and we always talked a little bit beforehand. And he even said, he goes, yeah, I think we didn't even put in offensive stats on any, like max preps or something. And they didn't. Now, I found some defensive stats because Austin Achieve put theirs in, and you held Austin Achieve to -4 yards running, or rushing, I should say. I think 100 yards passing, 90% of that when the score had already been decided. I mean, you scored 28 and 24 in the first half. I've already talked more than I thought I would about this game. Now, if you saw this game on Huddle TV, you saw just how bad it was. If you didn't, you can still do that. All you got to do is create a fan account at fan.huddle.com, search for the Lago Vista's broadcast, and then pay for either a single broadcast, which is $8, a monthly, which is $15, and a yearly, which is $75. Where we're at in the season, I would go ahead and at least do the monthly, because you're going to get a month worth of football with Lago Vista. And then if you want to watch all of them, you know, basketball, volleyball, which is almost into the playoffs, basketball, which is starting, I already said it, I know, baseball and softball, and of course football, I would do the 75. That's the better value. If you have any questions or thoughts about it, you can email Eric Holt at eholt@lagovistaisd.net. And we do appreciate the Booster Club for being a sponsor, and we've been happily able to promote that they're on Huddle TV now. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, it's the head coach of the Vikings, Coach Creighton Phillips, to talk the win against the Chief, to talk the game against New Tech, and to do it all right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at l4frclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. Terry Bennett back here on the Lago Vista Football Show, now joined by the head coach of the Vikings, Coach Creighton Phillips. And, Coach, you go to 1-1 in district, 4-3 overall. You get the win against Austin Achieve, 66-0. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, it felt good to come through the game without any injuries. Certainly racking up another win in the district, win column is important, so that's part of the process. I thought the kids did a good job coming out and getting after it. Those kids at Achieve, they played hard. They were great sports. There was no chippiness or anything like that. Everybody was helping each other up, and it was actually, a pleasant experience.
I was going to say that's usually when you play a team and you're a better team and the score gets out of hand. Normally, even good-mannered teams will get frustrated. So it is nice to see that at least it didn't get chippy.
Right.
What do you learn from a game like this? I mean, we kind of talked about this last week off the air when we were talking about your next two games. But as a coach, what can you learn from it when you play a team like Austin Achieve?
Really just work on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough. You know, they were trying to do what they could do to win the game. And so they gave us some different looks. And so we had to make some adjustments. And I think that's probably the best you can get out of something like that is just to, be ready to make adjustments and to get that done.
You move on now. You take on another team that's a little bit of a struggle. But, as you and I kind of talked last week, New Tech, they have some talent. They have a pretty solid coach. And their team the last couple of years have been knocking on that playoff door. What are your thoughts when you look at the film on the Titans?
I think they're a pretty solid team. I think they're going to present a different set of problems, a different defense to face. I think Coach Williams does a good job over there with those guys. I think offensively, they've got a couple of cats that can, they've gotten behind some people. They've gotten around people. They got a little speed. He doesn't have as much size. He's had a couple of bigger kids in the past. They're not quite as big as they've been. But, it's a football game, so you never know until you get there.
You are sitting at 4-3. You're 1-1 in district. What is the identity of this team, or do you still think that that's something that's forming with a couple weeks left in the regular season?
I think we're always a work in progress. I think we've found a couple of things offensively that we're good at, and things that we're comfortable with on defense. And so, our identity, I think we're a fly around the ball defense. Again, we're not huge, but our kids will come, they'll come and hit, and they do a pretty good job tackling and do a decent job covering. We've done okay getting pressure. Coach Castle does a great job of moving our kids around a little bit and giving them opportunities to be successful, regardless of, maybe the one-on-one matchups that we're forced into. Offensively, Wyatt Herring he's been really good for us. And I think with Corey Mosier at the fullback in front of him, we've become a lot more of a power team than I think we were anticipating going into the season. And so we're still an option team. We're still a midline team. But the power game has been really good to us. And so it's really become more of our identity than we realized it was going to be.
And that's something that can only add to the diversity of your offense.
Right. So, you want to have some bullets in your gun, right? You want to have some things that you can use when situations arise, and, also to have an ability to adjust to, maybe not just the front in general, but how they're playing you that week, right? If they are like, you know what, we are not going to let them run power, and I'm going to line up, this certain way, and they're not going to have any way to do that, then you have to have something, you have to have an answer for it. And I feel like we have a broad enough offense, and our kids are really starting to grasp it at this point. This is the point in the season where you really want to see yourself executing at a high level now, and, no more excuses about being young and all that. So we're looking forward to the challenges in the weeks ahead and the growth that comes from it.
Are you an athletic director or coach looking to make your locker room pop, looking to refresh your look, looking to redo your brand? Well, check out SI Design and Printing. They're going to transform your sports organization, athletic facilities into what you're looking for by enhancing the student-athlete experience, boasting the brand, and honoring your past. They do that with banners, backlit signage, locker graphics, window graphics, fence mesh graphic designs, and so much more. If you need a refresh, SI Design is going to help you do that. Check them out online, sidesign.net. And hey, if you're a parent or a grandparent, they've got something for you as well, as SI Design is the leading provider of custom sports prints. They offer a variety of products, including posters, banners, canvases, and more. All you have to do is upload your high-quality studio or action shot, and SI Design will create the memory for you. For more information, all you have to do is go to their website, sidesign.net/sports prints, and you'll get all the information that you need. You can also find them on Facebook. Just type in SI Design and Printing. Give them a call, 254-405-9492, or you can email them, info@sidesign.net, and tell Kyle that Sideline to Sideline sent you. If you have any questions, thoughts, or comments for Coach Phillips, you can email them to me, Terry at s2ssport.com. You can also message me on Facebook, Sideline to Sideline, on Twitter at Grant and Terry, and you can just simply send us a DM there. Again, that short show, it'll get better after this week. Take care of New Tech, get that 2-0, basically secure your playoff spot, and then work on your playoff positioning for the next 2 weeks in some very big games against Wimberley and Jarrell. And, of course, we'll be here to talk about both of those on the Lago Vista Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.